The Skn Nevis Labour Party issued a press release in which the party says irregularities and unethical behaviour are taking place at the Skn Nevis electoral office. As political parties attempt to add new voters to the list ahead of early general elections, believed to be coming in just weeks, long lines could be observed outside the electoral office. According to the Labour Party, representatives met with the Supervisor of Elections, but it appears there is no movement to correct the issues. The following are the allegations made by the Labour Party. 1. There is a level of discrimination in printing national ID cards for select persons registered to vote. 2. There is intimidation and discourteous treatment of persons standing in line to register by unauthorized persons they believe to be from the People's Labour Party. 3. That there is illegal transfer of names on the voters list to areas where the voters are not resident. 4. That there is bold and open displays of corrupt behavior where persons are brought in to register by scores and are lining up to be paid following their registration, all in plain sight of observers and within the vicinity of the electoral office. 5. That, quote, well-known gangsters, unquote, have been observed at the electoral office well after working hours, registering people to vote and collecting batches of ID cards from the electoral office. And 6, that the non-publication of the monthly list of voters registered depicting new and transferred voters is a major issue. This in addition to the non-publication of the report of the objections process for March 2022. When Skn Newsline contacted Supervisor of Elections Mr. Elvin Bailey on these matters, Mr. Bailey would not comment on any of the concerns expressed by the Labour Party, except to say, quote, I don't respond to allegations, end quote. Glenn Bart reporting for Skn Newsline.
Opposition leader Dr. Denzil Douglas is saluting nurses around the world as a mighty force of leading the war against COVID-19 and other medical illnesses. As a medical doctor, I am thankful that here in our beloved Federation, nurses have committed themselves to taking care of patients at home, in the hospital, at our clinics, and in the wider community with limited resources and under tough conditions. A few nurses have lost their lives in the process. We pause to say how thankful we are for the incredible sacrifice made, said Douglas in a message to mark International Nurses Day observed recently. Our gratitude shows up in numerous testimonies. Some of us will confess that nurses have brought back countless patients from the brink of death. Others will say that nurses have helped our family members face the inevitable. And still others will declare that nurses have educated us to embrace wellness practices through the wisdom of balancing a healthy diet, rest, and exercise, he said. Pointing to the theme of this year's International Nurses Day, nurses, a voice to lead, invest in nursing and respect rights to secure global health. Douglas, the Federation's second Prime Minister from 1995 to 2015, said, "It captures the leadership role and importance of our nurses in this our global community." He expressed the view that St. Kitts and Nevis, the Federation's nurses, are leading the future of healthcare by showing up every night and day, giving of their diverse talents in the most skillful manner, reskilling themselves with the use of new technologies and working with doctors and other healthcare providers to ease the pain and facilitate the healing of the sick and suffering. Our government and private sectors must invest in the advancement of our nurses and healthcare in general, said Dr. Douglas. I am Jacinthia Tishera for Skn Newsline.
When visiting St. Martin, you want clean, affordable accommodations. You need Midtown Motel in the heart of Phillipsburg, a place where you can relax, take a stroll on Great Bay Beach, and that provides you easy access to great shopping. Midtown Motel, located on Front Street, Phillipsburg, St. Martin. Call Midtown Motel at 721-542-0614 and book your stay today.
The Skn Newsline website now offers you more news. Log on to www.sknnewsline.com for local, regional, and international news. You can also watch the latest newscast and keep abreast with news in sports, all from sknnewsline.com. That's www.sknnewsline.com. News at your fingertips.
Come get your fresh smoothie at Master Mix Smoothie in Bastyr at 2 locations, the Bastyr Public Market or under the arch at the National Museum. Get a fresh, all-natural, healthy and tasty smoothie with flavors of your choice. Master Mix Smoothie knows the flavors that you like and mixes it all up for you the way you want it. Master Mix Smoothie, 2 locations, the Bastyr Public Market or under the arch at the National Museum. Master Mix Smoothie, always the real thing, always smoothie.
Nestled between evergreen mountains and the Caribbean Sea on the island of St. Kitts is the Millhouse Guest House and Convention Center. With breathtaking views, a rugged, beautiful shoreline, and immaculate manicured gardens make this the perfect location for your holiday, event, or wedding. With a large convention center, apartments with balconies providing stunning views, and a secluded cottage for larger family groups or honeymooning couples looking for some privacy. We have something for everyone. Book your stay at www.millhouseskn.com or visit our Facebook page, the Millhouse Guest House and Convention Center, an oasis of tranquility.
In an effort to reduce the impact of rising food prices on Nevis, Premier Mark Brantley announced adjustments to customs duties applicable from May 2022. The reduction in customs duties will apply to individual food imports as well as to commercial imports of the specific items involved.
As we grapple with increasing food prices globally, I am pleased to advise that the Cabinet of the NIA has decided that to cushion the impact on our people, we must take urgent action. Effective Wednesday, May 18th, 2022, and lasting for the period from May 18th to August 31st, 2022, all customs duties on corned beef, pasta, sardines, tea, coffee, bacon, sausages and similar breakfast meats, cheese, chicken, milk, rice, flour, fruits, and meat shall be waived. Customs duties on the various products range from 5 to 25%. We have ensured that customs duties on imported vegetables, imported pork, and imported fish remain so as to encourage our people to buy locally produced vegetables and pork and locally caught fish. Of note is that this relief will be granted to both personal and commercial importers. I appeal to our supermarkets to pass on these savings to our consumers, and the Ministry of Finance officials will be meeting with supermarket chains in Nevis to ensure that consumers benefit from this initiative in the form of lower prices on these basic food items.
The Premier urged farmers to increase their food production in order to reduce the imports. According to Brantley, the NIA will manage the affairs of Nevis prudently and for all divisions. Glenn Bart reporting for Skn Newsline.
Solid Waste Management Corporation, SMWC, has confirmed its engagement of Export Development Business Services Inc., EDBS, of St. Lucia as the firm responsible for conceptualizing, project structuring, and arranging finances for an innovative, technology-driven waste-to-energy gasification power generation plant on their behalf. In a press release sent recently, it was disclosed that the chairman of SWMC, Mr. Ivan Hanley, and Anthony Da Silva, director of EDBS signed the engagement document to officially appoint EDBS on its legacy project. This agreement was signed on Wednesday, 23rd March 2022, the release disclosed. Hanley said, the WSMC is continuing the work that aligns with meeting the challenges of the growing waste management problem in St. Kitts and Nevis. We are in the problem-solving and solution business, and more than ever, we must face these challenges head-on. A project such as this is a cornerstone of innovation right here on our shores, he added. De Silva mentioned that the team at EDBS was looking forward to working across an extensive global network to find the best structuring and funding model for this project. Over the past 3 decades, I have worked throughout the Caribbean region, committed to conceptualizing, structuring, and attracting investment for multi-million-dollar public-private sector projects, including the provision of advisory and consultancy services to projects in several islands including Barbados and St. Kitts and Nevis. EDBS will advance the project over the coming weeks and months via a network of specialists through expert consultation, strategic assessment to find the best partners for this revenue.
If you're looking for a place to host that special event, conference, meeting, social event, party, whatever the occasion, your best option is the Millhouse Convention Center, Palmetto Point, St. Kitts. Located on the picturesque Garvey's Estate, the Millhouse Guesthouse Convention Center has enough space for outdoor events overlooking the Caribbean Sea. If you're looking indoors, the center is equipped with amenities needed to make your event a success. And by combining both spaces, you're sure to have a memorable event, no matter the occasion. Call the offices at Millhouse Guesthouse and Convention Center to book your next event on simply the most beautiful place in St. Kitts. Call 668-1392. Millhouse Convention Center at Garvey's Estate, Palmetto Point, St. Kitts. Making your event memorable. It's the new and improved Skn Newsline Android mobile app. With the Skn Newsline app, you can watch our news reports, the Skn Newsline Newscast, sports, special features, and so much more. You can also send us a WhatsApp or call us directly. Go in the Google Play Store, search Skn Newsline, and download the app today. The Skn Newsline mobile app. News on the go.
An open interactive event can be described as
tremendous, effective,
on par with any conference around the world.
From exhibitions to trade shows, corporate events to product launches, from press events to political functions. We are the secret sauce behind events that make you go, wow. We stage multiple world-class events in the Caribbean and develop the skill to deliver quality in every detail, whether the event is live or fully virtual, or maybe even somewhere in between. At Open Interactive, we got your events covered. Get your free quotation today at www.madebyopen.com.
Thanks to the Taiwanese government, St. Lucia's members of parliament have access to an EC $18.5 million fund to develop their constituencies. On May 16th, Taiwan ambassador to St. Lucia, His Excellency Peter Chen, delivered the multi-million-dollar check to the Accountant General during a brief presentation ceremony witnessed by the Cabinet of Ministers and other senior public officials.
That we gather here not only for handovering funding, not for simply kicking off some projects, but to combine our efforts to improve people's life. To bring in citizens of light together and tend to it side by side. Through CDP, basic and critical livelihood infrastructures will be provided, and residents will benefit from jobs created during those projects. As President Tsai Ing-wen said, Taiwan can help, and Taiwan is helping. Taiwan is proud to be a partner. The Honorable Prime Minister Pierre's vision and approach in implementing CDP is admirable as it is inspiring. The WHO could learn a thing or two from Honorable Prime Minister on how to emphasize inclusiveness, transparency, and accountability, as Honorable Prime Minister stressed in the 2022-2023 budget address.
The government-run Constituency Development Program, CDP, provides MPs resources to undertake small-scale infrastructural projects. The CDP is credited for the construction of footpaths, drains, retaining walls, and community cleanups. It also eases pressure off central government operations. Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre alleges during his previous stint as opposition leader, Labour Party MPs were deprived access to CDP funds by the former Chasney-led United Workers' Party administration. Pierre has vowed to discontinue the alleged practice and ensure equitable access to CDP funds for every duly elected MP.
But for the last 5 years, from 2016, the parliamentary representatives in opposition hadn't got 1 cent directed through them into their constituencies. And I say that somebody might tell me that's not a place for that. But we cannot make the same errors of the past. And we cannot reinvent the history. For the last 5, from 2016 to 2021, the parliamentary representative for Castries East, on Sunday it's going to be 25 years since I'm representing this constituency. And we never, no one ever called me and said to me, Parliamentary Rep, what do you want for your constituency? And I swear and I pledge that will not happen under my rule.
The latest $18.5 million tranche has been allocated to the 22-2023 CDP cycle. Rihani Isidore, NBC Prime.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness says the government will continue to work towards expanding the Jamaica-India partnership, which has been strengthened during President Kovind's visit. He says a memorandum of understanding was signed on Monday to increase cooperation in the field of diplomatic training. This move is expected to add to the important capacity-building initiatives already being offered to Jamaica through India.
Mr. President, it would be clear from your visit that our two countries have much in common, including our membership and work in the Commonwealth. And we will commit as partners to work to the building of the Commonwealth.
PM Holness went further to express Jamaica's appreciation for the invaluable support provided by the government and people of India towards the country's COVID-19 vaccination efforts. He says this fraternal and much-needed support will long be remembered.
India was the first country to respond to Jamaica's urgent call for vaccines. I myself, Excellency, was amongst the first recipients of the dosage graciously provided by our Indian brothers and sisters.
Opposition leader Mark Golding welcomes the president's visit, noting that Jamaica has benefited and will continue to benefit from the friendly relationship with India.
Through the CARICOM Development Fund, India has invested in our economies, providing financial and technical assistance in critical areas such as renewable energy, physical infrastructure, and the development of our human resources.
Meanwhile, President of the Republic of India, Ram Nath Kovind, says it is not just the Indian diaspora that brings both countries together, but also the belief in democracy and liberty.
Our founding fathers, too, shared the same belief and sought individual liberty for every citizen in India. They created a modern nation with freedom, democracy, and equality as its soul, and in doing so, they ensured that we continue to celebrate unity in diversity, which is so similar to Jamaica's motto of out of many, one people.
Justin Graham, CVM Live.
This is Larne Seaport, where customs checks are carried out on goods arriving in Northern Ireland from Great Britain under the post-Brexit Northern Ireland Protocol. It established a customs border within the United Kingdom itself as a way of protecting the EU's single market while avoiding a hard border on the island of Ireland. The protocol is now at the heart of an escalating dispute between the UK and the EU and has led to the breakdown of power-sharing government in Northern Ireland.
I am announcing our intention to introduce legislation in the coming weeks to make changes in the protocol. Our preference remains a negotiated solution with the EU.
That was the British government announcing its intention to take unilateral action if changes to the protocol can't be negotiated. By promising to enact legislation, the hope is to encourage the EU to compromise and also to repair devolved government at Stormont by enticing the Democratic Unionist Party back into power sharing with the nationalist Sinn Féin. The DUP, who cautiously welcomed the move, say the protocol undermines Northern Ireland's right to equal treatment as part of the UK.
The DUP warned about the consequences of this protocol, and that's why we opposed it from the beginning, because we recognised the political and economic instability it would cause and the harm it would create for the Union itself.
The European Union is likely to see this move by the British government as a threat, and it has warned about the consequences of unilateral action, potentially including a legal challenge if they believe the British government has breached international law, potentially even down the line resulting in a trade war. And as much as the Prime Minister and the Foreign Secretary say they hope for a negotiated resolution to all of this, it's frankly quite hard to see the EU capitulating under the shadow of a threat. The Irish Foreign Minister said it was damaging to trust, with a general lack of trust already an aggravating factor.
I think that is a significant problem. In Northern Ireland, in a recent poll, 4% expressed trust in the UK government, which is a very low percent for a resident sovereign government. And I think within the Conservative Party, there's all sorts of games being played which we don't actually understand necessarily from here between ministers. And then there's another factor, which is the American factor. Exactly how would they want to negotiate their interest in Northern Ireland? So all of these things have not yet crystallised, and we have to wait for the consequences.
All of which leaves the wider dispute and Northern Ireland's problems within it little closer to resolution. Jonah Hull, Al Jazeera, Belfast.
Electrofab's Sandy Point notched a 2-0 victory over Hard Times United in Tuesday's SKNFA Division 1 action at the Kim Collins Stadium in Birdrock. Shaquan Pemberton scored the first goal in the 18th minute, and Voigel Marsham sealed the win in the 67th minute. In the second match of the night's doubleheader, Davis Construction Lodge Patriots came from behind to defeat Newton Ground 2-1. Cassius Morgan gave Newton Ground the lead just after the halftime break in the 49th minute, only for Kimbo Rodney to score a brace in the 83rd and 86th minutes to give Lodge a come-from-behind victory. The first goal being a lob midway in the final third over the goalkeeper's head and in the back of the net. Player with Lodge, Wendell Nanton, said the team has faced its challenges in preparing well due to the COVID-19 lockdowns before the suspension of the league, but is buoyed by the recent back-to-back wins.
As usual, teamwork, motivation, encourage each other. It's very difficult coming out of the COVID situation. Guys wasn't training, so it's a bit of slacking in terms of fitness. But we're getting there from time to time, you know, so we had a victory tonight, so. Good win, good win, good win!
Back-to-back victories for the team. I mean, how much of a boost is this for the team right now, especially considering the conditions you mentioned?
Well, we just gotta keep them training. Winning motivates. Lose discourages.
As for coach Kevin Gerald of Newton Ground, there were some improvements in the defensive area since their last match, but still more work to be done.
Well, I guess a lapse in concentration and we played by some injuries to some critical players.
Last time we spoke, you highlighted that you needed to work on defense. You saw an improvement tonight despite the loss?
Yeah, definitely. We aim to.
And what's the game plan now going into the next game?
Well, we just gotta go back to the drawing board and work on it again.
The SKNFA Division 1 continues on Thursday at the St. Mary's Park in Keon. Preparations for the St. Kitts and Nevis men's under-20 football team just got a huge boost with the arrival of football experts from the Florida Gulf Coast University, FGCU. For the next 10 days, head coach of the FGCU men's team, Jesse Cormier, and his staff will assist with the men's under-20 team as they prepare for their upcoming CONCACAF tournament next month.
We want to support the mission of preparing the under-20s for the big competition in June. Do the best we can to support the coaching staffs and St. Kitts and Nevis national program. You know, we've had a player, Raheem Somersall, who played for us and was one of our leaders, and you know, we had a great connection with him, and we want to see this program reach its full potential. So we're excited to be here and just do what we can to make the situation and make everybody better.
President of the SKNFA, Atiba Harris, said this collaboration with the FGCU is significant in improving the stakes of the under-20 program, while at the same time opening the door to providing opportunities for local youth players.
I think the coaching staff for the under-20 has been doing a pretty good job in preparing the group for the upcoming matches against US, Canada, and Cuba in Honduras next month. So we decided along with the coaching staff of this group, to bring in some experts from the college side of it, and these guys, Jesse and co, are very experienced guys who have helped a lot of players transition from the college football into the professional scene, and they've done some scouting on these groups, these countries who we're going to play against. So I think it's only going to be to our advantage going into this. Yes, it's like killing two birds with one stone. So having these group of guys here coming over to offering their support, offering their expertise to come over to our beautiful country to help our young players and provide them with opportunities to go on to colleges, I think that's gonna only be a positive impact for our youths.
St. Kitts and Nevis will compete in the 2022 CONCACAF Men's Under-20 Championship in June in Honduras. They are featured in Group E with the United States, Cuba, and Canada.
Welcome to the Skn Newsline Weather Report. I am Janil Boone. Here is a look at the forecast for St. Kitts and Nevis. For a more detailed weather report, visit our website at www.sknnewsline.com.